Welcome to the Prestige Technology Podcast. Feel free to follow our socials on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and X as well. Hello everyone, my name is Hayden Cordova, and today I'll be interviewing Prestige Technology CTO, Marcus Holt. Tell us about your background. What first got you into the IT field as a career? How did that lead you to Prestige Technology?
Oh, I was definitely a computer nerd from day one. Got my first computer when I was 8 or 9 years old. Just fell in love with it. Some people don't know what they're going to do with their lives until they graduate. I was very fortunate I knew exactly what I wanted to do from a very early age. Got my first DOS PC when I was 16 or 17 years old in high school. Just continued that progression. When I was probably 22, 23, started my own web design company, company of one, but that's all you need to do web pages. That eventually led me to work for the city of Montgomery. I worked for the city of Montgomery for 22 and a half years, retired there at the end of 2022. But during my time with the city, I was fortunate enough to meet Mike Francis. Meeting him and getting to know him, I realized that we shared a vision of what the internet was and what it could be and what it should be, and where it was maybe missing the mark in a couple of locations. So I was very fortunate to meet him and said to myself, if the time ever came, that I would love to work with him. Well, a few years after that, I retired from the city, and I was fortunate enough that Prestige had an opening at the time, and it's been a great ride for the last 3.5 years.
What do you think is the most important skill to have as CTO of Prestige Technology?
I think, honestly, it may be humility. I mean, in this position, I'm surrounded by an amazing team, a group of engineers and administrators and technicians, and our CEO is probably the most gifted network engineer that I've ever met. So that takes definitely a little bit of getting used to. But again, my job as CTO is not necessarily to pull the ship, but it's to make sure that we are all rowing in the same direction. And so I think that's an important aspect of being a technology leader.
What are some things that you feel sets Prestige Technology apart from how other IT service providers do things? Where do you see the biggest gap in the market that Prestige Technology is uniquely positioned to fill?
Again, definitely that goes back to our amazing team. But I think more than that, it's our focus on solving human problems and understanding that technology exists to solve problems for people. And if we're not solving problems for people, then we're not helping anyone. So our focus on providing infrastructure and managed services as a service instead of the traditional break-fix model allows hospitals and clinics and other medical facilities to focus on helping people get better and not focusing on IT-driven issues.
How has your experience working for Prestige Technology been in comparison to your other past positions?
Prior to my time with Prestige, I spent 23 years working for a local government. And honestly, it's not as different as I would have imagined. The major differences are that instead of just supporting one community, I get to use my passion for technology and helping people to have an impact on multiple communities across the state and across the Southeast through our relationships with hospitals, universities, and local governments. Again, one of the other differences is the technical staff that I work with here at Prestige. I'm used to having a great technical staff. We had great technical staffs at my previous jobs. But here we also have a CEO who is a technical visionary. Michael Francis is one of the most gifted network engineers that I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. So working under his leadership and his vision is an amazing thing, and I wouldn't want to work anywhere else.
What technical challenges have you solved that you're particularly proud of?
Wow. Well, first I'd like to say if we're waiting on me to solve a technical problem, we're all in a lot of trouble. Having said that, in terms of things that I'm most proud of, I guess it would probably be being a part of the team that brought the first internet exchange to the state of Alabama. Here at Prestige, we built out a network across the southeastern United States that includes distributed compute, storage, and redundant communications across a BGP mesh. So that's certainly something that we're all very proud of here at Prestige.
With the technology landscape changing rapidly, how have you adapted and incorporated current trends into how Prestige does things?
At our core, we've always been an infrastructure company. Obviously, over the last 5 years, the market trends have been heavily toward AI and machine learning. As an infrastructure company, what we've been able to do is to leverage our existing infrastructure to bring AI capabilities to our end users in a way that allows them to avoid making a huge capital investment.
What's your most valuable piece of advice to anyone in the field?
I think probably the best advice I could give anyone is to not lose sight of why we're here. And I know that's really easy to do when we're building all these amazing technical solutions, but we have to keep in mind that the reason we're here is to bridge the gap, to improve the quality of life, to connect people to one another.
Thank you for joining us, Marcus, and thank you for listening.